In this beginner-friendly tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create Instagram ads for your e-commerce business. Now, very quickly, before we dive into the actual tutorial, there's something very important you need to understand that will make your learning curve so much easier. Instagram ads and Facebook ads are essentially the same thing. You see, Instagram and Facebook are both platforms under Mark Zuckerberg's company, Meta, formerly known as Facebook. And in order to run ads on Instagram, you need to use Meta's Ads Manager, which for the longest time was called Facebook Ads Manager, as that was the name of the parent company, even though you could have been running Instagram ads. Therefore, whenever you hear anyone online talking about Facebook ads, they're using this as an umbrella term to refer to the actual ads platform where you set up the ads, not the social media platforms within it. So really, any content you see online that's talking about Facebook ads is going to be relevant for you trying to do Instagram ads for your business. But of course, in this tutorial, I will give you some Instagram specific information. So there's definitely going to be a lot of value in it. And at the end of the day, really everyone should be referring to this as Meta ads. But after 15 years of calling it Facebook ads, the name has just kind of stuck. So with that out of the way, let's get into the actual tutorial. First of all, let's take a look at the type of ads that are specifically available on Instagram, because in 2023, your creative is the main driver for success when advertising online. So we want to make sure we're using ads that are fit for purpose. So the first type of ad is obviously going to be story ads on Instagram, which are a 1080 by 1920 format ad, takes up the whole screen of your mobile, and they can either be images or videos, and those videos could be from 1 second to 120 seconds. So something I'm very sure you're all familiar with, as you probably will be with feed ads that come up in your Instagram feed as you're scrolling down, okay? So they can also be images or videos, and we tend to use the 1080 by 1080 square format. You could use landscape or also 1080 by 1350, but then you're really just using it on that one placement. And one you might be less familiar with is dynamic product ads, which is where Instagram is going to dynamically show relevant products to people who have visited your website or your mobile app. And what you basically do is you upload your entire catalog of products, and Instagram is going to automatically select products that people have shown interest in via their actions on your website. So have they added it to the cart? Have they viewed it? Have they purchased it before? It's then going to use all its data and show people products that will be relevant to them. So whatever you're going to see, you can see this example here. Everyone's view is going to be different based on what things are relevant to them. So you're giving that control over to Instagram, and these work really, really well when you're remarketing to people. Similarly, we have collection ads, as you can see here. And this is where you combine your standard static feed ads with dynamic product ads. So you can have a static image or you can have a video, as you can see this lady with the sunglasses. And then what Instagram will do is it will pair it with that dynamically populating catalog so that someone sees a creative that captures their attention. They can then see some dynamically generated products below it that are relevant to them. And if they click on it, it's then going to expand into a full-on mobile experience, as you can see in the middle photo, where they can see all these different products, different prices, and like a mini landing page within the collection ads. So that's another one that works really, really well, especially if you have a big catalog of many different items. And finally, we have multi-advertiser ads, which is Instagram's latest ad format. And this isn't available on Facebook. This is only available on the Instagram placement. And what it is it's basically a type of ad where you have a carousel of different brands. So you're going to be shown alongside different brands in someone's feed, and you can swipe across, and the products are going to basically be products that relate to what you're offering, or they're going to be complementary. So if someone has shown a commercial intent, Instagram is going to show them one of these types of ads so that you can have a chance of competing, because they've shown that I want to buy whatever you're offering. They're a very, very highly engaged, very warm type of customer. If you show them this ad, or Instagram shows them this ad, you then might have a high chance of almost stealing that sale from another brand. Or like I said, if you have a complementary product, you can also be shown there. So the example that Meta give is of wedding dresses. Let's say I sold wedding cakes. Someone had just bought a wedding dress or was looking at wedding dresses. Maybe they'd be showing a bunch of wedding dresses here, and then my brand that sells wedding cakes could also appear in that carousel. So that is the different ad formats. So now that you know what kind of ads you can run, we need to have a couple of things in place before you can actually start building your campaign. So there's 3 things that you're going to need. You're going to need a Meta Business Manager. You're going to need a Meta Pixel, and that has to be installed on the back end of your website. And you're going to need to convert your Instagram page or Instagram account to a business account if you don't already have that. So I'm not going to show you in this video how to do those 3 things because Meta has good resources and it would just take too much time to show you each one of them. I want to get into the video, but I will leave a link in the description to every single one of them, and you can go and do that yourself. And then once you've done that, come back to this part, and then we can actually start building the campaigns. But for those of you that do have them, let's now jump onto Ads Manager and actually start building that campaign. So now that we're on Ads Manager, the first thing you want to do is come over to the left-hand side and click on the big green button that says Create. This is going to open up a pop-up which has different campaign objectives. So obviously we're trying to get sales from our Instagram ads. This is for e-commerce. So we want to come down and choose the sales objective. And then you can hit continue, okay, which is going to open up the campaign. So you have a campaign, you have an ad set, and you have an ad created as default. I recommend you give these all names. I have a very in-depth naming structure, but for this video, I'm just going to name them simple things, campaign, Instagram, for example, so that we know what we're talking about. So we've got the Instagram campaign. And what you want to do is you want to come down to the bottom and you want to tick this bottom, Advantage Campaign Budget, tick this on, okay? And then choose whatever budget you want to use. So $20 is probably not going to be enough. £20 is in, but like dollars, pounds, whatever. So you want to work out what your budget should be. You can watch some of my other videos. I'll link in the description where I talk about how to calculate your budget. But make sure you have enough budget because otherwise you won't give Meta enough data and you won't get results from your Instagram ads. So that's the only thing on this page you need to check. Don't worry about the A/B test or using the catalog. So, you know, the dynamic product, as we mentioned earlier, you can set them up as a catalog ad here. But we can also do that within the actual ads without selecting this. So don't worry about selecting that. All you need to select is this one, Advantage Campaign Budget. And then you can hit next on the bottom right, or you can simply click this ad set here, and that's going to open you up to the same view. Okay, so let's call this the ad set. I'm just going to say broad. Maybe I call it the age. Let's see if I can do this. So you're gonna tell you're targeting, so broad, maybe we give it the age, and maybe we give it the location, gender, okay, and then maybe also theme of your actual ads. So these are just things you can add to your naming structure to have a good name or to understand what you're talking about. So let's look at the ad set now. So let's come down and you can ignore some of this stuff. Maximize number of conversions. So you have maximize number of conversions or you have maximize ROAS. You can't have this unless you set up your optimizations events properly and have enough data. But anyway, we wouldn't want to use it. You just always want to make sure you've got maximized number of conversions selected. And this is new. Meta, Instagram, Facebook, you know, this wasn't called this a couple of weeks ago. So they're always changing the names of things, always rebranding. Just know that you're always looking for conversions. So this used to be called conversions. Now it's called maximize number of conversions. They might change it again. Your performance goal, your thing you're optimizing for has to just be conversions. So keep that in mind, guys, right? And then the conversion event, we want to change that to purchase. So let's do that. Select purchase. It's a standard event, so you should have that if you set up the pixel with not having to do anything else. So we set up the conversion event. We're optimizing our performance goal of conversions. Let's keep going down. Attribution setting, 7 days after clicking or 1 day after viewing. Just keep that as the default. Don't worry about changing that. And again, you want to be charged via impressions. Don't change that either. And now that we're at this bit, dynamic creative, I strongly suggest that you tick this and set up your ads as dynamic creatives, because dynamic creatives are where you're letting Facebook's AI, Meta's AI, so the AI of what works on Instagram, determine what ad combinations of creative, copy, headline are best. So you're basically leaving a lot of the guesswork, a lot of your human guesswork, your human errors to the AI to do. And this is based on millions of data points that Meta has as a company across all their platforms on every single person for years, over a decade. Okay, so I strongly suggest that you tick this and use dynamic creative ads. That's my way of doing things. And you can watch some of my videos on this to understand why if you're curious. But yeah, you could have it unchecked and basically do static creatives, but I strongly recommend you check that. Okay, so if you're doing it my way, check it and let's proceed. And then we're going to use the start date as the next day at midnight. It's always good to have a full day's worth of data when you start, so you're getting fair results. You're not starting on a day where you've started in the evening and then you don't really have that day's worth of data, and you're taking that into account when you're reviewing your ads performance in 3 days or so. Okay, so always start from the next day. And yeah, that's that done. Show more options, don't do anything there. And then we get to the audience section where we're going to choose your targeting. So you may see videos online where they're telling you to do research on this bit here, detailed targeting, and select a bunch of interests referring to what you're selling. That's outdated. Meta, I'll always say Facebook. Meta has tons of information. Like I said, tons of data on everyone. Massively powerful AI. They know what you're selling. They know who's going to buy it. You just have to show them the right ads that are going to make them choose you over another company. Okay, so don't worry about selecting anything in there. Only select your actual targeting here. So choose your location. If you're advertising in the USA, choose the USA here. If you're advertising in the UK, choose the UK here. If you have something that you can advertise in multiple countries, you could have multiple countries here, but I would recommend splitting that up into different campaigns, because the data is going to be different. One country might be more expensive. One type of ad might work better from them. You don't really want to be trying to bundle everything into the one in this, because it's going to be, specific to different countries. So have that as that. Choose the age range. You can really just leave it as 18 and up. Let the algorithm decide. But if you have a lot of data, or you've been running ads for a long time and you have a certain age bracket that you've trained the machine to use, then go ahead and use that age range. And then finally, genders. Again, if you have something that is a female specific product, you could select female only. Actually, I'll show you how to do these. Come in, select female only, men, or all. But quite often, there's going to be males and females involved in that buying journey, even if it is only a product that is related to females. Okay, so I recommend just leaving it open. Let the algorithm do everything here, and you make the creatives that are going to attract the right type of people for your business. Okay. Hi guys, Cameron here. I was reviewing the video and I realized there was 2 things I forgot to mention on this section, which I think are going to be quite important. So the first one is the location. What you need to do actually when you come into the location is you need to change this from people living in or recently in this location to people living in this location. Okay. Most of you are not going to have some big international business, so you don't want to be doing people living in or recently in this location. You only want to have people who are living in the actual location you're advertising in, or you're just wasting your money showing ads to them. Unless you're a very small business, like a local business. But as this is an e-commerce tutorial, we want to be doing countrywide kind of targeting. Okay, so yeah, people living in this location, you want to have that selected. And then the second thing was the languages. So Just keep it as all languages if your ads relate to the native language of the country you're advertising in. If you have made specific ads and copy that are in a different language, but that is not the actual country you're advertising in. So for example, if I made Spanish ads and I was advertising in the United States, I'm going to have to change that, or would be beneficial for me to change that to Spanish specifically. But then again, people who are Spanish speakers might have English, so you could just leave it as Spanish and have it as English as well, or leave it as all languages. But that's just one thing. I mean, the algorithm's pretty smart, and I think that's going to be a very small number of you that might be doing that. But yeah, in general, just leave it as all languages. And if you need to, you can change the language to your specific language that your ads relate to. Okay, so yeah, back to the normal video. So that's the targeting done. We can now move on. And this is something that is Instagram specific. So if you only want to advertise this campaign on Instagram, what you want to do is click onto manual placements, and you're going to uncheck everything apart from Instagram. So we're now forcing the platform to only show these ads specifically on Instagram. But again, I don't really recommend this. I would never do this. But I just want to show you that you can do it this way in case you have a specific reason why you want to only do Instagram ads. Even though you're wanting to do ads on Instagram, you're wanting to grow on Instagram, I would always recommend that you actually just tick this first one and again, leave it to the platform to decide where it is going to show your ads to your audience. That might be Instagram. The vast majority of your spend might all go to Instagram, even though I've left it to the platform to decide. But it's just good doing it that way, because then I'm giving it the opportunity to decide. And there might be a long-winded customer journey where there's multiple touch points and different devices, or maybe you have a good base that are on Facebook, or maybe they're on Messenger or WhatsApp, wherever they are. You don't know exactly where the people are. You don't know exactly what their customer journey is when they're trying to buy something. So I just think it's better to not try and guess. Don't try and take our human input and I think we are smarter than machine. Leave it to the machine to decide where it wants to show people. Okay, so my recommendation for you would be just to have this one selected, Advantage Plus Placements, and then go on to the next level and choose the ad formats that would be more conducive to success on Instagram, and that's how you'll show your ads on Instagram. But for the basis of this example, some people might be only wanting to Instagram for a certain reason, and for that I will just select Instagram so that it is completely appropriate to them. Okay, so that's that done. You're then going to go next, or again, you can just click on the actual ad. And because we previously selected that button of dynamic creative ads, we can only have one ad in this campaign. But obviously within that, we can have 10 different creatives. We can have 5 different headlines. We can have 5 different copy variants. We could have 5 descriptions, and we could have different call to actions as well. But it's all within that one ad, and Meta is going to decide what combinations they show. Okay, so come in here, give this a name that relates to your ad. And you're going to come down and select your actual account. So even though I've specifically said that this is going to be Instagram ads, in order to use Meta's Ads Manager, you need to be having a Facebook business page, and you need to have that selected at all times, or you won't be able to run your ads. So even though it's Instagram, we have to have the Facebook page, the Facebook business page selected that we want to use, that this account is connected to. And then, of course, we want to use our Instagram account. If you don't have an Instagram account, you can still advertise on Instagram, but it's just going to show a logo of your Facebook page. So that's, if you don't actually need to have an Instagram account to advertise on Instagram. But if you do have one, it is obviously better. So you want to select that here. If yours doesn't appear in this drop down, you just don't have it connected yet to the ad account. And what you do is you come and click on this connect account button. It's going to open up your different accounts, and you can log into the relevant account. and it will connect it to the ad platform. And then once you've done that, you can come and select it here, of course. So mine's already done. I don't need to do that, but let's continue to create in the ad. So we can leave everything as it is. Manual upload, that's fine. Single image or video, that's fine. You could have a carousel of multiple images if you want, where it would show them across, but I just recommend going for single image or video for now. You can leave multi-advertiser ads checked. That's that ad placement I was talking about, where you can be shown against complementary or competitor products. So you can uncheck it if you want, but I recommend just leaving it unchecked at the moment. And then you're going to come in and put in your actual details. So we can ignore this one. Don't worry about that. Before I do the actual creative, let me come down to the bottom, and this tracking area, you want to select a domain for your ads. So take the domain of your website. You can add some UTMs as well. What I'll do is I will leave the UTMs in the description that you can use, just the standard UTMs, so that your Google Analytics can pull the data from Meta through, and as well as your Shopify dashboard, so you can see all your different campaigns in that. And then the other thing we want to do is add the website. So let's add my one, because your ad preview won't show unless you do that. Okay, so that's added. And now we can actually choose our ads. So I recommend having 3 creatives, 2 copy, and 2 headlines in your ads. Again, I will link a video where I go into this in detail, and that'll be very beneficial for you. But just in this Instagram only tutorial, I'm just going to select a few. So let's select 3 videos. These are videos to, no, they're not. All right, let's just take these 3 videos. They're images, actually. That's why. Okay, select the videos. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. If you want images, you have to select images. If you want videos, you have to tick select videos. Okay, so yeah, let me add these. So 3 videos. I'm then going to choose my primary text. So copy version 1. Then you're going to come and click add text option. Copy version 2. And then we're going to choose 2 headlines. You can add up to 10, but I recommend just doing 2, because you don't want to give too many combinations to the machine, or you'll spread your budget too thinly. So let's say headline 1, and then headline 2. Again, guys, I have a full video on writing copy, so go watch that if you want to learn how to write copy. There's no point me doing it here, as it's not going to be relevant to your business. So that's them done. You can, if you want to change the display link to something else, you can do. Like if my URL was too long, I could, like I had all these slashes at the end of it, I could change that to something shorter, but it has to be the actual domain. You can't just make a random name up. You have to use the domain you're using, and then that will change what the display name is, okay? And then the other thing is the call to action. So this is e-commerce. You probably want to have shop now selected, but I would recommend also trying out having learn more, because your ad, specifically like a video ad, top of the funnel, learn more can often work better at getting those people in who are, very new to your brand, very new to the product, and they're not really in a shopping mood. So yeah, shop now is the core one for e-commerce, but I also recommend trying out or using learn more. And that is that pretty much done, guys. You would hit publish, and that is your first campaign running. What I would then do is, it's worthwhile doing 2 of these. So simply come up, sorry, I've just clicked the wrong thing. Simply come up to this level here and click on these 3 dots and do duplicate. And just leave that all as it is, and then do duplicate. Okay, and let's just call this one theme Okay, just call it the different theme, whatever it's going to be. So everything is going to be the exact same as the one that you were just doing, but you're now going to come in and change the creative. So let's, for this one, just change the images. So I'm just choosing random images, guys. They don't relate to the actual thing we're trying to advertise, but yeah, choose the 3 different images. So we've got one that's doing videos, we've got one that's doing images. The only thing I will say is always keep images and videos separate in these dynamic creative ads, because they behave differently. So we don't want to have them in the same ad, because they might be doing different things, and it might favor the video because it's got a very high click-through rate, but actually the image is something that has a better end result for your business, and Facebook's just not going to give it, Meta's just not going to give it spend if it's not providing that function. So images only, videos only, but try different ones, test different things, and yeah, we can publish that as well. And what you will have is you will have this campaign set up. Within it, you have 2 different ad sets, and whatever one works best is going to get more spend. And then what you would do is you'd pause something that wasn't working, you would duplicate it, change out the ads, and try something different. If the one was working, you would also duplicate that. Maybe keep the best ad, try 2 new ads in it, keep the best copy and try a different copy and a different headline, always trying to iterate on it. So yeah, that's how you do it, guys. Again, with this whole process, I'm rushing through that part of the actual optimization. I have, like I said before, full tutorials on this under the term of Facebook ads, but you doing Instagram ads, they still relate to you. The process is the same. The content is the same. So just know that if you're doing Instagram ads, anything that is Facebook ads is relevant, and you can go into those videos and get really in-depth detail on how to do all of this. Okay, so that is the tutorial done. Now I just want to finish off by telling you how you can get ads that are going to give your business success. And there's 2 resources that you want to use in order to do this. So the first one is Meta Ads Library. So you can just come on Google. I'll leave a link, of course, as well. And here we can select the country that you're advertising in. So let's say United States, and let's just select all ads. I can then search for a keyword of something that I am advertising, and I can see my competitors' ads, and that's going to be great inspiration. So let's take something easier. Let's take a protein supplement. So I don't actually know any of the US brands. So let's just take this Tony guy because he's got lots of ads running. So see ad details, see his ads. Okay. Now what you want to come do is come down to the bottom, and you can see the ads that have been running the longest. So he's only had ads running since the 19th of January, which is only a month, but you might have businesses that have run ads for, say, 6 months, a year. These ads are gold because it shows that they are working. If they've been running them for a long time and it's a big company with lots of different ads, it would be a very good indication that that ad is working and it's something that is good to copy. So if I was looking at Tony as an example, I would look at these ads he's been running for a while, watch the videos, look at the images, and basically just recreate them for your own brand. What kind of copy is he using? So he's using short form copy. He's using a big paragraph and then a one-liner at the end on all of these ads, and they've all been running for a long time. His hasn't been running long enough to really gauge, but like if it'd been running for 6 months, for example, I would go, well, that's a clear ad format, copy format that works. Let me put my copy or write my copy in the exact same way. So you can do that. That's one route. The other way is TikTok creator. I think it's called Center. Center. Yeah, TikTok Creator Center. So this is the other resource you can use. I'm gonna have to log in. The other tool you can use is TikTok Creative Center. Okay, so come to TikTok Creative Center. Again, I'll leave a link. And you want to come up to, what did you come to again? Inspiration. and then come to the top ads dashboard. So TikTok's obviously really, really good for video content. You can see stuff that is working on TikTok. So come into this, search for the keywords again, protein supplement. We can choose the location, United States. Let's delete the United Kingdom. So just in the United States, you can play about with these. You can come to the ones that were last 180 days. So you can get that stuff that's been running longer, but generally in TikTok, stuff doesn't last as long. So it's less of an indication. You want to more just be looking at this as inspiration for stuff that is very good content from brands that are successful. So brands are successful, just look at their content because it's stuff that has obviously helped them get successful, and they've probably got a lot of brain power going into that. Okay, so you can watch these videos, see ones you like, replicate them yourselves, or get creators to do them. But that's just a little bonus for you for getting creatives that are probably going to be giving you good chances of getting success. Okay. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Definitely go check out some of those other videos because they're going to be a holistic tutorial for you actually doing this. But just as what you do specifically on Instagram, I hope this has given you some value. And until the next video, have a good week and I'll see you very soon.